Your team just spent 6 months chasing a major placement in the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal. For decades, this has been the recognized hallmark of public relations success. When the piece finally runs, the internal reaction is immediate. Leadership is thrilled. The brand absorbs the credibility of a legacy master, and the marketing team gets a tangible victory to point to. But the audience you actually need to reach are bypassing that coverage. Data shows that nearly half of prospective audiences, like students at universities, now read AI-generated summaries before they do any independent research of their own. This diagram shows exactly why those prestigious placements fail to reach AI users. When the AI system crawls the web to build its answers, its extraction pathway hits a hard paywall at sites like the Times. The system is physically blocked from scanning the content. A placement that AI cannot read does not generate a citation. The highest tier of traditional prestige has rendered the brand's greatest PR triumph completely invisible to the platforms where people actually search. The modern media environment relies on two entirely different currencies: prestige and citation reach. Those paywalled outlets are excellent for trading in prestige. They build reputation with humans who already subscribe to them, but the AI models cannot scrape them regularly. They offer zero utility for citation reach. This chart tracks the flow of an effective open access ecosystem. It starts with platforms like Axios. Because Axios has a direct data licensing relationship with ChatGPT, its content streams into the processing core, giving it one of the strongest citation signals available. The same is true for Forbes. As a high domain authority, open access platforms, its reporting consistently appears across citation results in ChatGPT and Perplexity. Niche trade publications excel here. Large language models favor subject-specific credibility, meaning a high technical placement in an industry magazine carries massive algorithmic weight. And local broadcast TV digital sites completely bypass paywalls. Their reporting is indexed freely, feeding a massive volume of unrestricted text straight to the AI. Surviving a generative AI ecosystem requires targeting platforms where the machine is actually allowed to read. You have to feed the data infrastructure, regardless of how prestigious an outlook looks on a press report. External press covers only half the board. The strategy also relies on internal assets, treating corporate blogs and public research as a primary citation infrastructure. This chart visualizes the 2026 data from the Penta Group, showing that 60% of the material cited in large language models comes directly from organizational content and partner platforms, rather than traditional media outlets. To inject your entity through earned media, you have to run two distinct types of outreach. The first is the story pitch. This centers on your organization and narrative, focusing on a specific discovery or announcement. The second is an expertise pitch. This approach offers company personnel as subject matter resources to help a journalist advance their story. It positions your people as the go-to voices reporters and AI reach for first. But here's a warning. Don't use the AI model to write these pitches. Journalists received over 50 pitches a week. They reject automated outreach on site, requiring human-crafted synthesis to filter through the noise. Mastering both the story and the expertise pitch ensures your open access coverage grows organically. So stop executing generic PR blasts and start running a targeted, long-term data seeding operation. A successful data seeding operation starts small. It begins with landing a single piece of local broadcast coverage that sits entirely outside a paywall. Because the station groups like Hearst or Scripps share reporting, a single story can syndicate nationally, creating multiple instances of unpaywalled content. Large language models simultaneously scrape and index these URLs. This builds citation density, making your information highly likely to appear in generated responses. That algorithmic visibility bleeds into the physical world. Human journalists use AI to research beats, meaning your experts continuously appear in the initial queries. This generates inbound press interest without sending a single pitch. This strategy prioritizes the entity win, building enough citation signals that the AI system treats your brand as a reliable source. Consistent coverage over open access channels stakes the territory. Over time, these signals train AI to recognize the brand as a credible authority. If your media strategy is still optimized for the internal applause of a paywalled placement, the machines building tomorrow's answers simply won't know you exist. Securing open access visibility is the only way to ensure your organization will survive this transition.